Hi, I'm Sandi Jerome, and my father was Larry Cook.
When it comes to fathers, I won the lottery with Dad. We were morning people, and when we'd go camping, Dad and I would get up before breakfast and take the Sunrise Park Ranger hikes. Then we'd make breakfast for my mom and brother, who were definitely not morning people. I'd go with Dad to construction sites, the dump, which was a highlight of my week, especially when we found a Barbie house. We both loved working on the ranch on La Honda. Dad encouraged me to go to college, and I think he's the only person who has read, or at least pretend to have read, everything I wrote. I'm a writer today because of him. He loved to tell stories, jokes, sing a song. He had an amazing imagination, and more importantly, he'd listen to and talk to everyone, no matter where he was. He was a happy guy. He even taught his dog to smile. Larry Cook was a devoted husband. Dad carried two pictures of my mom in his wallet. He adored my mother. My parents met at a dance, and they danced as often as they could. Dad was also a son and brother. He was one of seven kids. The oldest, Warren, died on Christmas Day during World War II. Thelma, with whom he lived with in Florida when her husband was in training to be a pilot, her husband also died, lost at sea in World War II. Then there was Dorothy, whose daughter Julie often visited him in assisted living. The youngest ones, Nellie, tragically died as a young mother, and then there was a baby, Sheraton Rupert Cook Jr., who died when he was a few months old. Dad was closest to his sister Medina, and after both their spouses died, they traveled all over the world, including going to Paris, Luxembourg to visit their brother's grave, and Rome to attend a mass with the Pope. Although his grandfather and great grandfathers were Baptist ministers, he converted to Catholicism as a surprise to Mom. He had told her he was out bowling. When George and Louise were having difficulty conceiving, he convinced Louise to go to weekly novenas, and that is why Louise named Mary Esther after the Blessed Mother Mary. He always had a rosary and a statue nearby, and even built a shrine to Mother Mary on our ranch on La Honda. That was a grandfather. One of the people that he was most proud of was his granddaughter, Andrea. Many of you haven't met her because my brother and Andrea's mother split up right after Andrea was baptized. Although I was her godmother and my parents dearly loved the little baby, Stan kept her whereabouts a secret from us, but we were all reunited after she was grown. And Andrea's accomplished so much in life. She's an amazing real estate agent, a former city councilwoman, with a few terms, and sometimes even acting mayor. She has a wonderful family and is a hard worker, and Dad adored her. He and Mom were delighted to attend Andrea's wedding and later traveled to Austin to watch his two great grandsons, Aiden and Alec, grow up. I too love going to Austin and to be with my niece. After Mom died, he spent most holidays with his four great granddaughters in Oregon or Florida. He attended their swim meets and school honor societies and always wanted to know the latest about all of his great grandkids. For Dad, family was everything. Mom and Dad were married in 1950 and celebrated their 50th anniversary shortly after their last great grandchild, Subi, was born in 2000. At their wedding, the flower girls and ring bearer were Catherine's kids, Maxine, Elaine, and Bill. To give you an idea of the span of the Nellison grandkids, Bill Osborne, the ring bearer, was born in 1943, and he's the oldest, and the youngest is Christopher. And he and his wife Jennifer have the youngest Nellison great grandkids, with the oldest grandkid being Rhonda, born in 1963. That means that there's over 60 years from Rhonda down to Sequoia, Rowan, and Elle. Wow. Because my parents were so young, they were the favorite uncles and aunts of many of my older cousins. So Larry was an uncle to so many. He was close to Mom's family, the Nellisons. In fact, his brother-in-law, George Nellison, or Uncle George, moved to Escondido because we lived there. Thanks to Jennifer and Christopher, he is now buried in the same veterans cemetery in Riverside as Uncle George. I last saw my dad on Father's Day. It was sort of a tradition for Stan and Dad to go to the Father's Day tractor show together, and I kept up that tradition after Stan passed away. The rest of these slides are just some random pictures of the world's greatest dad, ending with my wonderful parents who are united again. Thank you for watching.